We're going to have a Q&A in about 10 minutes or so, but before then, we're going to do a little private Q&A with Seranok. And actually, Matthew has been, you know him as the creator of Catalog Heaven. He and his brother have been working for us this summer as interns. They are not the same person, contrary to popular rumor. And we thought you guys might get a kick out of hearing a little bit about how Matthew got started on Roblox and what he's up to this summer. So Matthew, thanks for coming. First of all, not like you really had a choice. First, when did you first get interested in Roblox?
In summer of 2009, I saw an ad on another site, and I thought it looked interesting, so I clicked and started playing.
And so, what was the first thing that you built?
It was this castle game you see right here. There wasn't much to it, but I spent way too long trying to figure out how to put parts together. All it is a ladder and a spawn. And this is the first game that actually was functional and that people enjoyed playing that I made. I recently updated it to add dynamic lighting, but other than that, it's pretty much how it's been for a year at least.
And then you created the thing that you're perhaps known best for, which is Catalog Heaven. So why did you create it? Tell a little bit about the origins of Catalog Heaven and how you've developed it over time.
So before Catalog Heaven, basically there was no way to test catalog items easily. What you'd have to do is go in the catalog and find the ID of an item and then chat that in game. So it took way too long. So what I did is made a game where you could just click on the item in game and it would put it on your character. And it took off. Since then I've been continuously adding updates, mostly just to fix overpowered gear that otherwise would ruin the game.
Okay, and did you think it would become as popular as it has?
I knew it would get to the front page, but I had no idea that it would be this popular.
So what was the hardest part of creating it?
Well, one of the things was I needed to figure out if someone went into the game, I had to figure out what hat they were wearing, and there's no good way to do that, so what I had to do is basically make a list of all the identifying attributes of an item. So I'd look at the texture, I'd look at the mesh, and then figure out what the actual item was. And that's how I could show a picture in the upper left corner next to your character, so you could see what the item was actually.
So you're known for Catalog Heaven. Your brother's known for the trade Hangout. Do you compete? Do you work on each other's stuff? How do you handle it?
We work basically separately on our projects, but I did help him a little with trade Hangout. I wrote the scripts so that he could import all the prices into his game.
And did he pay you in Robux?
No, I've been letting him sell VIP for Catalog Heaven for no reason, and he's making all the profit.
So we also asked you to tell us about what is a game that you play that you really admire and why. And this is what you chose.
I think a month or two ago, Oisty made this game called Galaxy Wars, and basically you can walk around these 3D globes, which no other game has done to my knowledge, and you can also hop in a spaceship and fly around and shoot other spaceships. It's in the prototype stage right now, but it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, if you haven't checked this out, it's very, very cool. There's a way that you can actually get out of the spaceships and get down to the planetoids. So now, here you are, you're working at Roblox this summer. Say a little bit about how, what you've been studying in school and how the internship happened.
The internship happened because I was finding a lot of bugs and exploits in the site actually, and one of the admins suggested that I apply to be an intern. So after a year, I decided to do that and I got in. In school, I've been studying computer science, which mostly just amounts to, at this point, I've just taken a couple of programming classes, and I've also done that in high school.
And then, can you say a little bit? Nothing that's still in development, maybe. But what have you been working on? What are some of the things that you've developed over the summer?
Because I haven't really had any professional experience with website development, I've just mostly been fixing bugs. But I hope to be working on possibly making sounds uploadable by users.
And there you and your brother are side by side, and actually back there with the hat on is Cliff. That's Mr. Dewbringer. The last thing we wanted to ask you is, so what, you've built something great already, and it's a really terrific place, and you've been working here this summer. But what do you want to build that you haven't built yet?
I really want to make a game with an economy such that people are willing to pay Robux to convert it into the in-game currency, and then that they'd possibly be able to transfer that money out, like with other players, like so that they could buy someone else's T-shirt, and that player would get in-game currency, and then they would get Robux from it, so that it would be so valuable that they'd be willing to do that.
Great. Well, thank you very much for sitting down with us. Those of you, if you want to talk to Seranok later on, he's going to be back, again, aft. And you're at the hackathon? Yes. Yeah, he's at the hackathon. So if anybody are participating in that, you can catch him there. And thanks for sitting down. Thanks.